Lisa, the original designing diva. I'm here today with a follow-up on this blue leather Faux Dori that I made. The earlier video I did was a tour of the outside of the book and the inside cover, and I showed the Franklin Covey classic size planner that this leather came from. And I had said in that video that I would do a follow-up on the inside, do a tour of the inside of this book. So that's what I'm here for today. If you're interested in looking at the other video, I'll put a link below and you can go take a look. But for now, I'm just going to get started with the inside of this Faux Dori. With the exception of this one book in the back, this is a true Midori Traveler's Notebook insert. With the exception of that one, these are all inserts that I've made. This cover I used because I thought it was just adorable. It's all little bow ties, all different little bow ties, and it's a pretty greenish blue color, and it says "Keep It Classy." I just thought it was cute, so I used that as the cover for my calendar, and this is my calendar. I did this on Word, and I started it in March 2016 because I started it in the beginning. I started this book in the beginning of March, so that's when I started my calendar, and it runs through March 2017. That's one of the beauties of Faux Doris and being able to customize your inserts. This is my daily go-to calendar. This book stays on my desk, and this is the calendar I look at every day to see what the day holds and what I have coming up. So that's my calendar. This is a pocket page that has some stickers, and this is another pocket page with some more stickers. And this insert here, this it's Planner Pages Miscellaneous. This is an insert I came up with because there's some fun things and some important things that I like to keep track of. So I came up with this insert to do that. This insert will be part of the planner package I intend on offering on my Etsy shop. When I list the planner package, I will do a video on it and go through all the inserts and show you in depth all the inserts and what they're for. So for now, I'm just going to, leave it at that this is my way of keeping track of things that I like to keep track of. These are clear pocket pages that I made from Martha Stewart sheet protectors. And I just have some additional stickers and some little sayings in here and some photographs. And that's that section. This is my credit card section, and obviously I'm not going to show you my credit cards, but this was done with Franklin Covey credit card holders, and I cut them down and put two together so they would fit under the elastic, and then I added this pretty rose cover, and this I have on my small elastic in my book because excuse me, because this is a smaller insert, so that's why I have it on the smaller elastic. This insert, I had to put a really pretty cover on this insert because it is such a rough insert. It's really bad. This booklet came about when I first started making Faux Doris, and when I made them, I decided I wanted to include inserts with them on my Etsy shop, so customers who bought them would have immediately when they got it home something they could use. They wouldn't have to worry about purchasing additional inserts unless they wanted to. And when I decided to do that, I experimented with different types of paper to make the inserts out of, and this was one of the papers that I tried. It was horrible. It was an epic fail. It did not do well with inserts at all, but I had the book made, and when I put it in here, I didn't think anybody but me would see it, but that's obviously not true. You are seeing it, but I didn't want to waste the book, and it's just my planner. It's not something I would ever list list on my Etsy shop. It's just for me. And I also added these really additionally horrible tabs because I just threw them on there. I just wanted to be able to cut off the sections and use them for what I wanted. So these tabs are equally bad as the insert. But what I do with this is there's some YouTube sites that I like to follow and some Etsy sites that I get supplies from. I get my leathers and my elastics, and for my jewelry shops, I do jewelry supplies and things. I like to support other Etsy sellers. I think it's important that we support each other in the Etsy community. So when I can, I purchase things that I'm going to use for items from my shop. I purchase from other Etsy sellers. So that's what that list is. This is websites that I don't go to every day, but they're important to me. I want to remember them. So I put a list in here and what the site is, and then if I'm looking for something specific, I can go back to this list and find it. And then this list is for my DVR. As silly as that sounds, it's for my DVR. And what I find that TV is so random now. They are starting new shows all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Any time of the year they start a new show, and they advertise it, some of them way in advance. So by the time the show has started, I've forgotten about it and have probably missed 2 or 3 episodes. So now what I do when I see something advertised that interests me, I will make a note of it in my to DVR section, and then I will periodically check the DVR to see if it's available to add, and when it is, then I add it to my DVR so I can record it. So that's basically what this section is for. This section is really just pretty lined paper. I probably will never ever write on it because it is such pretty lined paper. But this paper, when I first started making albums, I had purchased a couple of album kits, and they come with the covers pre-made and pre-cut, and it comes with the paper, and it comes with pretty much anything you need to make an album. And I never used them because I found when I envisioned an album, what I wanted an album to be, I made my own cover to encase what I wanted that album to be. And so I never used the covers that came with the kit. They were too cookie cutter for me. They didn't fit my needs, I found, so I've never used them to make an album. And I had this paper laying around and I thought it was pretty, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to include it in this book because it's pretty and it makes me happy. So that's what that insert is. This insert, you may think I'm silly and you may think I'm a worrywart, but I think this is important, and I am including this also in my planner package for that reason. I know everybody has all their contacts in their phone, and I'm no exception. I have all my contacts in my phone, and when I want to call somebody, that's what I use. I use my cell phone. But I have this worry in the back of my head that what if one day, for some reason, that information is no longer accessible on my cell phone. Something happens to my phone, and I am never, ever again able to retrieve that information. And that would just break my heart because it's years worth of people that I know and their phone numbers and their addresses and their email addresses, and they're not necessarily people that I talk to every day. They're people that I may get in touch with once or twice a year, but they're important to me, and I don't want to lose that information. And if something, God forbid, ever happened to my phone, I never ever would be able to retrieve all that information from my brain. There's just no way, and it would be lost to me forever. So I always have and always will keep a written backup of my contact list, and then this way, if something happens to my phone, If I have no phone, I can use this in the meantime. If I have to get a new phone, I can then add this information back into it. But I will not have lost that information. I will forever have it with me. So that's why I keep a written copy of my contact list. And this is the folder, the insert that I showed you before, the Midori one. And this is just a another pocket folder that I have in the back that I keep receipts that I want to hang on to. So that's the planner that I'm using. I also have this planner, and I had made this planner before I did this, the blue one. I bought the leather from one of the leather shops I used specifically to make this planner. I wanted something in shocking pink, and this is shocking pink. It's beautiful. It's nice, supple leather. It's got a nice grain to it. The blue Faux Dori that I have doesn't have a grain to it. It's more of an oiled leather. It's shiny, and there's no grain. This has a nice grain. I like them both. I don't like one over the other. I like them both. But this is just a completely different material than the blue. On this one, I added metal corner protectors. They're on the front and the back of the album. And the charm on this one is, it's another book plate, but this is a cameo that I added to this one. It's a pretty light blue, and there's the profiles of two lovely women, and they have flowy hair, and there's a flower here and some musical notes. And I wanted the planner in pink, and I wanted black accents. That's what the color scheme that I wanted to use for this planner, but I didn't want it all pink and black, so I added the blue. I think it looks pretty with the pink. It's a nice departure from the pink and the black. I'm going to open this planner up, and you'll see the 4 metal corners on it. This planner, when I hole punched it, I punched it in the way you do inserts when you're going to sew them. I don't know why I did it that way. It was just something a little different, so I did it that way, and I added the gold eyelets and the black elastic. This book has a charm. The blue one doesn't. I probably will do one eventually, but I haven't yet. And this is a charm. It's a key that says heart. So I went back to my jewelry roots, and if I can find them, I hand wrapped, you can hopefully see them, I hand wrapped 2 crystal hearts, and I wrapped them on fancy head pins. So they have these little pretty doodads on the bottom. And then I hand wrapped a large pink crystal on the fancy head pin, and a, here it is, smaller pink crystal on a fancy head pin. So that's the charm for that one. The inside of this book, these inserts here, I've done a tutorial on these inserts. It's how to make 4 or more Faux Dori or Midori inserts into one, if you're interested. And I probably will be doing that with the inserts in this book, simply because I think it's if you look at it from the top, it's a much neater look than the top of this one, if you can see the difference. And it would encompass, because I have 4 in here, it would encompass pretty much all the inserts I have in this book. But if you're interested, you can go take a look at that video. I also, in the original Blue Book video, I had mentioned how I finished the inside cover on that book differently than I normally do, that I had to improvise because I didn't have the proper adhesive. This is the way I normally finish off the insides of my leather Faux Doris. And you can see it's a much cleaner, neater, more professional look. It's one continuous sheet of cardstock that's adhered nicely to the leather with an ultra bond adhesive that's adhered to the leather with heat. So this is how I normally have my covers, inside covers, finished, as opposed to this way. And the back of this book, I had some leather left over when I finished. So I made this little leather pocket and attached it to the inside cover, the back of the inside cover. And the back of this pocket is actually leather also. So the whole thing is attached to the cover. The back of it isn't the cover. And I put some little flaps on the bottom and added the gold eyelets. And it just happened that it perfectly fit this little post-it notepad that I had, which was not planned. It just kind of happened that way, which was nice. So that's my other Faux Dori that I've made. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to switch out back and forth between the blue and the pink, or find something additional to do with the pink, but it won't go to waste. It's something that I will most definitely use because I love it. I love the hot pink. This was some more leather I had left after I finished the Faux Dori and the pocket. So I made this little folded doodad thing. It closes with this multicolor elastic, and it has this is just a plastic, and it's iridescent. It's a flower button. It's cute. And there are 2 pockets on the outside, and it folds open or closes, whichever. And there are 2 pockets on the inside. I folded the flap up, and I glued it down with bookbinding adhesive. And then I added the 2 eyelets on each side, the 2 gold eyelets. And then I added an eyelet in the center to separate the 2 pockets. This pocket has lyrics and quotes and other things that have meaning for me. I keep in this little pocket here. And this side has just some washi sheets. And on the front, this pocket has my appointment cards. When I make an appointment and I get a card or whatever, I put it in here. So if I do forget to add it to my calendar, I always have the card to refer back to. And then this is just a pretty little decorative fly leaf with different colors on it that match the pink that I stuck in the back there. So those are my 2, my little doodad thingy and my 2 Faux Doris that I've made for myself. I hope, I myself like looking at tours of other people's planners and wallets and things, and it gives me ideas that sometimes I adopt and sometimes I take that idea and make it something of my own. So it's something I like to do. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and either found something that you could take away to use or make your own. I thank you for watching. I'm going to do a separate video for my wallet. I don't like to make my videos too long. I like to keep them fairly short. So I look forward to that. That's another video that'll be coming. And I thank you for watching today. This is Lisa, the Original Designing Diva, and I'm saying bye-bye for now.